Hey, welcome back, Phucsters. I can't believe we made it to episode 19.
19, huh?
It's Friday, February 18, 2022. When did we start this? How long ago was this?
Oof, let me double check. When did we put up our first episode?
Well, anyway, I have good news, guys. We grew by 60% of our traffic.
Nice.
You know what that means? We went from 3 users to 5 users. I looked at the What the Phuc podcast. The number of views, like it used to be 4 or 3, and now it's like 5 or 6. And so I think we got 2 more users. Yeah, 60% every couple of months. We're good, right?
Yeah,
that's how startups are, right, Dhruv?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
episode 1 was September 20th. So it's been like 4 months.
20. 4 months. 4 months into this. And Dhruv, awesome name.
Thank you.
Dhruv. Is that the way you say that? Can you pronounce it correctly?
Yeah. It's actually Dhruv, but I guess it's
Dhruv.
Dhruv. Okay.
You sound Russian. I am Dhruv. No, but you're actually not Russian. What are you?
No, I'm from India.
Nice.
Okay.
What part?
Southern part of India.
But what does Dhruv mean?
It actually means the North Star.
North Star. So you are basically the guiding light for like what? The family at the North Star for like fishermen, sailors.
Yeah. It's technically meant as it's like a guiding star to like in the olden days the fishermen or the ships used to go towards the north using the North Star.
But you're a long way from India. I think you got
Yeah.
lost, man. You sure you're in the right place? You're in America, right?
You're not working.
Yeah, that's true.
But you came from India, right?
Yeah. I came from India.
So wait, so you're basically coming here to chase the American dream, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you say so.
Okay, so I think you might be in the right show. So we might be in the right place. So this show, again, to remind the audience, is about a reality show about our lives, Roberto and Phuc, and whoever Phuc decides to have on the show. And we talk about crazy woo-woo stuff sometimes, but mostly we talk about startups. We talk about our passions in life. We talk about philosophy. We talk about chasing the American dream in particular. And I'm the American dream come true. I came to this country when I was 5 years old. We escaped Vietnam, not just once, but twice. That was in the first episode if you want to listen to that. And I grew up poor. I mean, we had nothing. We had to basically learn as much as we can and use education as a means to get ahead. And I see actually there was some drama recently. You guys hear about the drama in the U.S.?
One part of it, exactly.
Okay, so there's San Francisco. You guys know the city of San Francisco.
Yep.
San Francisco is one of the most progressive, liberal cities in the whole world. And they literally kicked out the school board. And it was literally the Asian mob going after them. Because there's this one school called Lowell. Lowell is a test school where literally you just have to work your ass off and you test. And if you are the best and you test and you have good grades, you get in. And it's more than 50% Asian.
Oh.
Yeah, so then basically what happened was the new scoreboard tried to create equality. And so they started doing some random stuff like changing school names from Abraham Lincoln to something else. I guess they didn't think he was woke enough. And I guess he was racist somehow.
He was.
He emancipated slaves, yeah, apparently.
Well,
and they started going after the school.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, this is not fair, this test. Well, just create a lottery so randomly people can go in. So this is supposed to be one of the best schools in the area, and you test, and it's excellence. Let's destroy excellence for equality. That's what they're trying to say.
Oh, man.
And so the Asians are like, hey, it's not, you're trying, are you saying that, like, we work hard, and this is the one area that we can do well and get ahead in education, and you're going to take away from that from us, just because you wanted to, I don't know, create some type of virtue signaling? And literally they got voted out by over 70%.
Oh, nice.
70% of the people voted. The 3 counselors out of 7 got voted out. The 3 who were eligible to get voted out, they got voted out. And the people who got voted out, they're suing the city, saying it's racist.
What?
That's America for you. Welcome to America, Drew. Yeah, you're here. So you're in the melting pot, and that's what's so great about it. And yet somehow it still works, and yet I'm still here, and I'm actually the American dream. I'm a huge fan because that's basically, the whole process. It's kind of like it's very chaotic. It sounds like a Wild West, and it is, but it's mostly words. Like no one actually shoots a gun and kills someone or kidnaps someone, saying, "Hey, if you say something bad about me, I'm gonna put some, you know what? I'll put some little powder in your underwear, and when you go in your plane, you're gonna die of poisoning." And that's what happened to Russia, right? Navalny. That's freaking what? You can't argue with the person, so therefore you're gonna poison that person and kill them. And so India, you guys don't do that stuff though. You guys are too passive.
Yeah, I don't think
Right.
we do that in India.
Man,
But
India
but
is
tell me
a-
more about your American dream. So you're here to chase the American dream. So tell me where you grew up,
Yeah, the whole story.
where you are right now. Let's start where you are right now. How
Um,
did I know you actually? By the way, why are you here?
So I actually I'm a student at UMass Boston as of now, and I'm studying business management. And I was looking for a job to get some experience in my field, so that it would help me in my later on studies. And that's how I came across Phuc Labs, and that's how I came across you. So that's a little bit of a backstory. I mean, initially I wasn't able to find a job on campus, and as an international student, we aren't allowed to work outside the campus
Yeah.
for the first 2 semesters. So none of my friends had found a job, and I was kind of getting stressed because the rent is pretty expensive. But luckily, I found Phuc Labs, and probably that was like accepting the offer was probably one of the greatest decisions I've made, and it's like I can see how it's benefiting me now. So it's a good experience as of now.
So tell me more about why did you come to this country? Like when you said like I'm an international student, what is your goal? Is it to go and study here and go back to India, or to stay in the U.S.? What's your goal?
So basically, well, I was actually studying for a while back in India. I was at a university in India studying business management, and I had reached my second year, and I realized that I did not like this university as much. I wasn't able to gel well with the students or the professors on campus. So I spoke to my parents, and I was like, I don't want to study at this university. Why don't we look for something much better where the prospects are better and where I'll actually learn stuff that I enjoy? So my mother gave me an option saying that why don't you check out something abroad, probably in the US or the UK. And that's how we started searching for schools abroad. I met with a counselor and we started looking up. So I had two countries in mind. There was US and there was, of course, UK, which was a backup option. And luckily, I mean, I wouldn't say luckily, COVID was a bad thing. It really, um, it was miserable. But because of COVID, the universities had scrapped SAT. So I did not have to give SAT to get an admission at UMass. So I just got in through my high school marks. And that, I mean, I'm not sure why. It's probably, I mean, my mom and I keep discussing that this was probably destiny for me to come here, because without giving SAT, without anything, I just got an admission in the US. And it was just out of the blue because I had no idea of coming abroad. I always just wanted to stay back in India and just pursue something else. But this was a total
What does
flip.
going abroad mean to an Indian person who lives in India? Can you explain from your point of view to the audience? Because I don't think people understand what like America means to the average person. No politics, just the truth.
Well, I mean, from the city where I come from,
And hello. Oh, I
he's
think we might
gone.
have lost him.
He
But
dropped.
anyway, hopefully he can dial back in. And while he's doing that, I'll tell the other side of the story. And maybe I'll tell you my kind of growing up and maybe my childhood. So I came here at 5 years old. Literally, we escaped Vietnam, and we had gone to Thailand in a refugee camp. And I have a picture I can send to you, Roberto. We can maybe post it. And because my family, they were teachers in Vietnam, we were sponsored to the U.S. because my dad had also served in the South Vietnamese Army, and we were the type of people that I guess the U.S. wanted. And I think they made a good choice. They invested in someone like us, some people like us. So it's me. I was around 5, and my brother was 7. My older brother Hong, and my younger brother was 3, Locke. And I still remember that my younger brother almost died during that trip because he drank seawater, and he was so dehydrated. Because basically, what happens? These pirates robbed us of all that stuff, and so I grew up poor, and I remember growing up and coming to this country when I saw snow for the first time. And I still have pictures of that. And growing up in Dorchester, where I still live, it was a great, amazing experience because even though there was a lot of ups and downs, it was like an adventure, and I was never bored. And for the last, I'm 45 years old now. For 40 years, I've been chasing the American dream. So what's the American dream? Let's list what the American dream is. So the American dream is what, Drew? You're back.
Welcome back, Drew.
Great. So your dream is opportunity, right? I want to maximize my opportunity and my potential. And America offers that not just in the education, but the jobs, the culture, all that stuff, the learning, and you can grow. It gives you the opportunity. What else did you want, Drew? What do you think the American dream represents for the average immigrant or the person who comes from another country? Well, anyway, he got knocked out. So he only want opportunity for me, though it was not just opportunity, but it was freedom. It was the freedom to live our lives and escape from persecution. Because, with any war, if you're on the wrong side of history, like, for example, the people in Afghanistan right now, if they help the U.S. during that war, well, when the Taliban comes in, well, I guess they're not going to be living a normal life,
people that got messed up over there because of that.
Right. So persecution. And America offers that safety. And would you want to come to America or any other country? Probably America, even though it has all these flaws. At least you have a shot. And I think that's still here. And I think I'm the proof of that. Because for 40 years, I've been trying to struggle to get the American dream, and I'm still broke. So I came in with nothing. I was broke when I was in college. I started a company when I was in college, and I was broke for my first company, and I was broke for my second company. I'm still broke, right, Roberto? We're barely paying bills. We're late with bills. We owe people money, and then we pay me more money, and then we make it up, and then we make money. It's a startup, right? And then ultimately, it's a struggle. But hopefully, the promised land is what? Economic freedom, right? Opportunity to make economic freedom. So what do you guys think economic freedom, like how much do you think is economic freedom? What does that mean to you guys?
Oh, like a number? Like an actual, this is how much I need?
No, just sure, whatever. What do you need? How much do you want? Do you own a house? I mean, what's economic freedom mean for you? And why would that be important for you guys?
Like for me, actually, economic freedom would be like, how can I do whatever I want, whenever I want, and wherever I want. So let's say today I feel I have a pretty good passport as well. That's a lot of help. Canadian one, there's not a lot of places they won't let you in. So if tomorrow I feel like moving, I don't know, to Bali or to anywhere, economic freedom would be that the fact that I don't even have to consider how much a plane ticket could be, how much a visa could be, how much renting expenses. I'd be okay, I'll just go there and that's it.
Mm-hmm. So do you have that right now, you think?
I'm getting there. Slowly but surely.
Let's say out of 10, what percentage? Out of 10, how far do you think you're away?
I'm at a solid 75%.
Okay. And how long do you think it's going to take?
It should take me, I think, a couple of years.
Okay. But what happens after that? Let's say you have economic freedom. What would you do with your time?
Well, I haven't thought about it yet because actually once you free up some time and you actually have the economic freedom to do so, you get to ask the different questions that right now I'm currently not even thinking about.
Like what? What questions?
Let's say what do I feel like eating tomorrow, or what am I gonna do at noon or at like 10 or stuff like that. Like since right now I am putting some time into work and things, it's freeing up some of that time to do other stuff, which aren't even an option right now.
But what other stuff would you do?
Like wander around, train on the beach, or run in the woods, do some Muay Thai with some awesome trainer. Go like drive on the autobahn with this rented car that goes like 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, but you do that for a week. You do that for a couple hours a day. How about mentally? Those are physical things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do physical things the entire day.
Well, you can actually, like the working out, like it's a very good mental exercise. Just actually release and let go of anything you had for that day and just go and enjoy your workout, but like truly be in that moment. It's very, very relaxing.
How about meeting though?
Meeting?
Yeah, meeting. What would you have, like a family? Would you be one of those people who had like a big family and like have Christmas and
I think I have like friends.
Family
like,
would be your meeting. What kind of person do you think you are,
friends.
Roberto?
Like I would like at some point like to have like that space or like that where everybody gets together. And again, that's like it's something I miss from my childhood is that nobody does like drop-bys anymore. Like hey, I was in the neighborhood and just like show up. Something that's been something that I would like to bring back, if anything. That because for me it left like my life. Nobody just like shows up in my house, or just.
Did you grow up poor, Roberto? Can you tell me more about like your like background?
I'm like middle upper. It was like pretty relaxed.
You didn't really have like any like dreams of being super rich. You just like I'll just keep getting better, and at some point maybe I will be rich. Or is it like super important for you to be rich? How important is it for you?
It's not important for me to be rich. It's important to be like. Honestly, like as cliche as it sounds, like the only like fear I have is for health. Like fear, as in like like getting older and like starting to have like your knees that go, or like your hearing, or like these things. Like I'm not scared of getting old, but I know it has to happen, and that was like my main more than money itself. Because at some point, like once you understand what you can do and what you are and what you aren't, you know that you're never gonna be in a bad situation. Because you can always figure something out because out of sheer resilience, let's say. And
right.
Yeah, and that's a very like an interesting mental state to be in because like it gives you a sort of freedom. It means that whatever comes your way, you understand the fact that you can deal with it.
Right. But like for you, let's just going back to this. Like,
yep.
What amount would be for you financial freedom? Let's go back to the number. You started there.
An amount?
I want to see how you finish your thought.
Like I say, like 3. Well, depending. That's the thing. Where you want to move. Like I say, like 3-4 grand a month, which is very feasible.
No, I'm talking about like money in the bank.
Yeah, if I have like money in the bank, well, let me see. Money in the bank, I would like to have a solid 500K to $1 million. Just
so if you had 500K in the bank, guys,
mm-hmm.
You think that's the American dream is to have 500K?
Well, I think it's not about the money, but what you want to do with it.
How about like you own a house and like 500K or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like something to go back to. Like, it's not like I want this mega yacht and just like tanking costs you 500K. Like I feel like some of these things like people want, or just like taxes. I don't know on your mansion that you use one room of. Like it's about different priorities for different people.
Yeah. So Drew, what do you think is the American dream for you? Now you're back. I just want to let you now that you're back.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know why this is happening, but I'm just having issues with my laptop.
Okay, no worries. But like for you, so we talked about this when you were gone, and we said, look, what is financial freedom? Financial freedom is the ability to go do anything you want, whether it be something physical like what Roberto likes to do, or something mental. But basically to go beyond. I would say, actually, the way I would say it, escape the matrix, right? The matrix of life, or escape the corporate ladder, go beyond, maybe evolve to Star Trek, in terms of what I keep saying, which is now you're in the Star Trek era, where everyone is just going on missions. Sometimes the missions are to go on a vacation planet, where your mission is to go vacation because you earned yourself that vacation, right? And sometimes your mission is go and volunteer somewhere. Sometimes your mission is to go and actually build something and actually work, because you enjoy that work, because you're an engineer and you like engineering, and you're going to be the engineer for some starship, and you basically have to find your mission. So Drew, you had to go find your mission here too. Going back to the founding story, so on our side, I'd like to tell you how it works, right? So we were looking for money, and we were broke. But like, okay, So how do you solve this chicken egg problem where you don't have any money, but you kind of need help to basically create videos? So we're at this thing called VDC, Venture Development Center, which we're the place you're sitting at. And part of the claim to fame is we can access maybe students who want to volunteer, who want to help start these companies. And so it was like a perfect match where we posted a job. We also got, some applicants, but then we also got some referrals. And I think that person was maybe an investor we would talk to, or was that person a friend or investor of P Money's?
He was a friend. He was a friend of P Money's.
It was a friend. Okay. So maybe through just word of mouth, you applied, and apparently you were the only sucker who did. That was qualified. Because I went on the other side of like how you get hired on the show, because you obviously you get hired, and so okay, so let's try this guy for a while, and if he's good, maybe we'll pay him at some point. And so we're getting to the point where we're starting to pay you, and in fact, not only did you hustle, but you did a great job with the videos, right? The videos you see on YouTube and all the stuff that you see on the website, some of that stuff you actually helped with, and you seemed like you were enthusiastic, and you were there, and you were Charlie. And I didn't mind you having around the lab, and you were helpful lab assistant and whatever, and you just kept saying yes. So that's the first lesson for you guys. Is if you want opportunity, it's usually just there. Just say yes. Volunteer somewhere. Meet people. Be enthusiastic. Just keep saying, hey, can I help with something? Can I help with something? And literally that's all it takes. That is the only secret, guys. There's no other secret. Because you're the average Indian going to a pretty average school, at the average location, at the average time, but the only thing different about you is you keep saying yes, and you just keep exploring your opportunities. And at the end, what do you think is the pot at the end of the rainbow? So Roberto says, own like a house, have $500,000. What do you think is for you financial freedom?
I think financial freedom for me is where I don't have to think about money. I mean, where if I want something, I don't have to think twice about my finances. I just go buy it. Because I've seen a lot of people, like for example, my family as of now, before buying stuff, we do a lot of financial planning. We see how and where we're going to get the money. Is it affordable? And can we actually buy it? And does it actually make sense? So financial freedom for me would be to just go ahead and buy it, not think about the consequences. And I should be able to have, I mean, the amount of money that I should be able to earn should be enough that, I shouldn't have to think twice about purchasing something and shouldn't regret purchasing it later, saying that, oh, it was expensive, I won't be able to afford it.
Right. So what do you think that number is for you?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't quantified it, but I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't thought about a number. Just so
what's
that.
The minimum? Let's say that what's the lowest that would meet the requirement? What's the minimum to get you that financial freedom, like a feeling of that? So Roberto says he owns a property, he owns a house, and $500,000.
For me, I would probably just a fancy car and a really nice place to live in. Probably $1 million. if that's just
so a home and $1 million. And the car as well.
Yeah.
And a fancy car as well. So you're talking about like 1.1 million,
capacity
1.2.
to keep producing as well, though. I mean, like that's the thing. Like it's not just about like going through your stuff. It's just like actually know that whatever it is you're doing it, and you like doing it, and you keep producing. Like money keeps going in just in case.
Yeah. And the main thing is like you have to keep hustling. But so you're here because actually also you impressed me, and I said let's try you out for Mass Realty. That's right? And I asked you like how long ago did I ask you to try out for Mass Realty? So October you joined Phuc Labs. So you came to this country in August. You walked around a lot for a couple months, and then you found us in October. Not exactly like you did not roam for like 5 months to find us, but I'm just saying like you were settled in America. October you found us. You did some volunteer work, and then when did I approach you about Mass Realty? Probably January.
No, it was actually
right?
December. It was December because I remember I was back in India, and that's when I got the message from Mass Realty, and I immediately accepted because it was something exciting and it was a new thing.
So tell me what's exciting about it. So you're basically heading up the marketing for it, right?
Yeah.
So did you prepare anything? Go ahead, pitch it, do it.
Of course, I
Pitch
mean,
it to the audience.
it was so the thing is that the most exciting part about this is that until now I have never taken a marketing class, and I'm here trying to head the marketing department, trying to come up with new things and trying to learn. And it's funny because I haven't learned marketing myself in a very professional way, that is by taking a class, going to school and learning the concepts. But it is probably a very, I wouldn't say it's a conventional way, but I went and read some articles, watched some videos, and learned how to do stuff. And then I started experimenting. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do at Master Reality in Phuc Labs. The advantage is that I get a lot of time to experiment things without backlash. So that gives me more opportunities to learn and see what's right and what's wrong. So that's primarily my goal, is to experiment, learn, and master my skills, chisel them.
So do you like it so far? I mean, do you think you've learned a lot? What do you learn so far?
I mean, of course, I've learned a lot. I mean, especially like being in a startup environment, everyone just keeps learning constantly. That's the advantage of being in a startup. And I feel I've definitely learned a lot. Learned new skills. Like for example, ClickFunnels, which you told me about. I went through that challenge, and I learned a lot through ClickFunnels. Learned how to pitch an offer, how to make one, how to identify what the offer is from different ads. And apart from that, of course, Mixpanel and Airtable and all these amazing terms that you told me to learn about. So I would say that I have learned a lot, and I'm excited to use these skills at the startup environment.
Yeah, so you guys see that? So when you interview somebody, ask open-ended question like that, okay? And then see how enthusiastic they are about answering the question. See if you can imagine Drew being Charlie. Is Drew really pretending to be Charlie, or is Drew genuinely Charlie? And you guys, the audience, you can clearly hear the excitement in Drew's voice, right? Drew is really Charlie, because that's what you hire for. You don't hire for the snobby girl that's super smart, but she's not going to really, pay attention because it's all about her, right? You're not going to hire the nerd who basically doesn't think about people, but thinks about math, but doesn't focus on things. So basically, you have to focus on, the person who has the most heart, the scarecrow. The person who says yes, the person who has the biggest. Rocky. You want to bet on Rocky, right? Rocky is a champion because Rocky never gave up. I'm 45 years old. I'm Rocky. I never gave up. I suck. I'm poor. But I'm still fighting for the dream, and one day I'm going to make the dream come true. I'm Rocky, and one day I'm going to hit, just like you guys, right? And that's what inspires people, not the easy success, I don't think. The hard journey where you actually deserve it. That person really deserved it. It wasn't luck. If it was luck, they'll be gone a long time ago. I'm saying that they'll be, they had to do some skill there. And I think, you're young in your journey, and Roberto and I are kind of, it's not as easy as you think, right? So how old are we? In our 40s or 30s. How old are you, Roberto?
I'm turning 37 in 12 days.
Okay. So you're in year 0 of the game. You were 20. Roberto's in year 17 of the game. I'm 45. I'm in year 25 of the game. And I haven't made it to the mountaintop yet, guys. Right? Until I make a company, until I build something important, because I'm chasing the prize. Just like you guys are. You're chasing the prize of the financial freedom. And one day, this company, Clinical Research I/O, right, or Phuc Labs, one of these companies is going to be my golden ticket. And, we're going to do something great. And I'm going to be able to cash out and provide for my family. For me, that number is only $500,000. And, I own a house here in Dorchester. I have to pay off the mortgage and some stuff. But for me, I'm a simple person. I don't need that much money. I want to take care of my mom, take care of my family, and then work on my business and do more stuff, because at this point I can go for the big prize, which is the big win, which is try to focus on things that will help humanity, like Phuc Labs. And I've been blessed, guys, to have this opportunity. And hopefully, Drew, if you can see that the journey, it's not something that's easy. We don't get it here easily, right? We're not even here yet.
Yeah, I agree.
But
so many steps.
But that's good news, guys. good guys can also win. You know? For example, like Clinical Research IO, my company had a Series B just now. Did I tell you the last Series B? So I'll tell you what Series B. So Phuc Labs right now, we're raising a seed round. So explain to you guys where we are with Phuc Labs. Going back to the whole business side. So Drew is going to help us, but going back to Phuc Labs. So a seed round, so far we raised around $750,000. Just friends and family, just trying to get a hustle here to this point. 18 months, a year later, whatever it is, however long you want to count. I think July till now, officially, in terms of the idea till now, 18 months. But in a couple of weeks, we're going to have $5 million in the bank. So from the idea, in a couple of weeks, we'll have $5 million in the bank from people who believe in us because we've proven ourselves. With the $750,000, with hard work, with me and only a few people, the people you saw on the show live in the last, 4 months? You saw in the last 4 months, us go from 0 to having $5 million in the bank. That is real. We'll show you that. Right? That is happening. And these investors are legit because what did we do? We executed. We got 5 versions of the product. You guys help us create videos, right, Drew? Right? Roberto, you saw it firsthand.
Oh, yeah. No, that was interesting. Like we was
and then you helped us craft a story, and we told the story, and then we had customers sign, and we have real money coming in, and we have a product that really works. We have data that came back from the lab, results, third-party testing, all that stuff, and we're chasing the American dream, and we're in the first inning of that, guys, right? And we're about to get to the second inning. We made it past the first inning, which is the hardest part. That's where you fail the most, the first year. I would say like 50% of all businesses fail in the first year, but we made it past the first year, and now we're basically going into the next phase of our company where we actually have ammo. We have 11 people, guys. 11 people full time working for us. 0 to 11 people and $5 million in the bank.
That's awesome.
Right, and that's a seed round, and then you have a Series A after that where you maybe get like a little bit more money, and then a Series B, and then a Series C, maybe a D, and then you go public. So Clinical Research IO, we raised $9 million a couple of weeks ago in a Series B. So this company is in like the 7th inning. And guess what, guys? I have some good news.
Ooh.
What would I do with $500,000? I would do a lot, and I have $500,000 coming to me.
Nice.
From Clinical Research IO.
You could help Drew and me get halfway to what we want.
Clinical Research IO, they were really nice, and they offered me some secondary. You guys know what secondary is? Secondary is like they want to, rewards and buy some shares back from the investors who are currently there or the shareholders who are currently there. I own a significant part of the company, and I'm not there anymore. It probably makes sense to buy some of my shares back at a fair valuation.
Nice. At
the same valuation or something close to it as the last round, which just happened to happen a couple of weeks ago.
That's awesome.
And they, thank you, special thanks to Sankesh, who's on the board there, and Tom Peterson, who helped make this happen, especially Tom Peterson. They were nice enough to offer me the opportunity to sell 500,000 of my shares. And I have about $3.5 million worth of shares.
That's amazing.
So I'm not selling all my shares. I'm selling 1 out of 7 shares. I still have 6 out of 7 shares. I still have upside. I still have $3 million of stock that can go up more. Exactly. As the company gets more successful. That can become 30 million, 300 million, I don't know, a couple billion maybe if we get lucky. But now I can actually say, check, financial freedom.
Yeah. Man, that's amazing. Like the feeling you're awesome right now, like as soon as that money hits the bank, it's going to be awesome.
It hasn't hit the bank yet, but I trust these guys. They said they get board approval. We've been emailing back and forth. Thank you to these guys, and thank you to whoever supported us along the way. Like it's Clinical Research IO, the investors, the employees, the investors, who are family and friends who didn't even know what if this is going to work out, and they believed in us. Even though I failed at 3 companies before, they believed in us. And finally it's paying off because the company is doing very well. I know the numbers because I have a major shareholders. I've been seeing the updates, and we've been we're very profitable. We're doing very well. I know why, we're worth that much. And I know that the 3 million will become a lot more. But at the same time, I have a mom, right? And she's I lost my dad recently. And so I want to make sure she knows that, we made it, and she gets to enjoy some of that. And I also have 3 kids, and one of them is 13, one of them is 10 and 9, and I have 0 college savings. I didn't know if my kids were going to go to college. When I would actually go to the market a couple of weeks ago, I would use a credit card. I wouldn't know it was going to work.
Okay.
Right? That's been like that for a long time, because I've been hustling for like 25 freaking years. I'm just the average person. I just don't give up. Right? If I was really smart, I would have done it a long time ago.
Man, it's about resilience. Huh? Like, you have a goal, you have an objective, and like stick to it, whatever happens. Because at the end of the day, you have to see like the example that it pays off.
Yeah, but now that I've made it, that's why I'm doing the show, because I could tell. I can tell with Cryo. I can tell with Phuc Labs. And I wanted you guys to see and be inspirational to those who are watching the show, the 5 people who are watching the show, that like, this is real. This is not.
We love
this
you.
This is a real reality show where like this is real, like a real person, you're making it in front of you, and you get to follow their journey and get to maybe copy some of the success. The success is about love, right?
Yeah.
Just sharing your talents and being an artist, because that's what an entrepreneur is. I feel an entrepreneur is an artist. You're a craftsman.
Yeah.
And I think at Phuc Labs, I was thinking about the model, and the model or the slogan of the company, and I would think the slogan should be, we're crafting the future. Because we're craftsmen. We're artists trying to make a possible future. It doesn't have to be that way. We can make it come faster. We can make it come better. We can make it, something that's good. So anyway.
That's good, man. Like, I'm very happy for you. Like, it's a good thing. And finally, like, it's paying off. All the effort and all like the going back and forth and the issue and the struggling, that like people who have been following us for the past like 4 months can see like there's ups and downs, and it's not all going to be like unicorns and disco balls, and sometimes you get like some lows, and the lows can be pretty low, but then you have this, and then all of a sudden you're free, and like because of all the hard work and everything they got put in. It's good. It's good. Good job. It's awesome. Like, I think everybody can relate to this feeling of, like, sometimes, man, things get very bad, and there's nothing but like you have to keep going. What are you gonna do? Like, you have to put yourself together and keep going.
Yep.
And
I agree.
And it's great that it finally ends up and it pays off. And here it's like, man, this is as real as it gets right now. Like, everything is, like, I'm not editing any of this. This is amazing, and it's good. And now you're there. You go. We started at the beginning with this, with like how to leave the matrix, and the whole thing. You can go watch back all those episodes, and it's happening. And you know the effort you put in. So, man, let's end on that. Thanks a lot to everybody that is still here with us. No, it's great. It's a real show. We're real people.
I don't want to whip these, because these are tears of happiness, guys.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel relief.
It's all about that. Like, have this moment that you're living right now. It's awesome.
Truth.
Yep.
Say something, Drew.
Yeah. Say something.
I mean, it's well, I mean, just like I'm not sure, because like the whole thing is that all the things that I've learned from Phuc Labs, or even looking at you guys, because I mean, you guys are way more I would like successful and way more experienced than I am, and sometimes when I just come back home or when I leave the meetings, I feel that, oh, these guys know so much more, and I still am trying to figure out things. So I mean, it kind of gets to be sometimes, but I just keep going. I just try to learn as much as I can and contribute to the team as much as I can. So, yep, I hope I will be able to continue contributing and learn more stuff. Just keep learning, because that's the main objective, to just learn new stuff and upgrade my skills.
The right place. That's what it's all about. Like we're like gonna go show up, and like there's you met, everybody's met Fat, Varda, everybody. Like it's part of the team. That's the whole point of like all this. Like you have these startups, and it's to pull everybody out. Everybody we have like
Yeah.
like we're very transparent with everything. Like you see, like everything that happens, it's very real, and any information you need, if we can help, we'll help. If you
Yeah.
like, you have to put in your part as well, because it's not easy. Like
Yes.
you can get all the information in the world, and if you're not willing to put like the effort to actually apply these things, like sometimes like with with Phuc and P Money and the other, like sometimes it's some tough love, but it's love,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it will get
Yeah,
you further.
that's true.
Because like everybody has some sort of experience that you're like on your way to getting. So learning from other people's experiences is a great way to save time and get away and get ahead faster.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
agree.
about putting in
Yeah.
the work. Yeah, like,
Yep.
like took Phuc like 40 years, but he's getting there, and he got there right now. Like you see, like he has finally this like freedom, and
Yeah.
it's very overwhelming, but it's a great feeling of finally being
Yeah.
like over that hill, and like you pushed that rock up that hill for so long, and now it's there. It's done. It's at the top, and you're there with it.
Yeah.
Man, 45 is
I
at
mean,
home.
yeah.
Like it seems far right now, but well, like it's not that far off. I used to make fun of all the
Yeah.
people like when you go to your parties when you're 20s, like what are those 30-year-olds there doing here? And I thought an adult like, oh, those guys were in their mid 30s, they were adults. Man, there's some stuff you're still figuring out,
Yep. Yeah.
and it's good.
I mean,
like you're in the right place.
Yeah. The journey so far has been fun. I mean, I've always imagined of working at a place that I enjoy going to, like, because I know a few people who go to their job but they don't enjoy it. So I always wanted to go to a job where I enjoy. I look forward to working there every day, and that's like I actually do that because I enjoy working at Phuc Labs. I enjoy coming here, interacting with Fat, P Money, Varada, and it's fun. It's something that I've always wanted to, and I'm getting it. So it's exciting.
Awesome. So yeah, like I think that's it for today's episode. Thanks a lot, Drew, for everything.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll come back with you guys next week, and we'll explain a bit more about like how the whole process went down. Like if anybody wants to check out all the old episodes to understand a bit more, like the whole like the trajectory of everything that's been happening and everything we've been doing. To end at this point, where we're Phuc, like one of us is out of the matrix now, finally, and everything he's doing is for fun and because he really believes that we're going to change the world and everything with the different plans and different aspects of Phuc Labs and different things that we're doing. And oh hey, what's up? You're back. It's good.
Well,
Now we're just
as
wrapping
you can
up.
see, I'm probably not the best shape right now.
It's good. We're just wrapping it up right now.
No,
and,
I cried this morning, and I thought I had it out, but I didn't.
It's all good,
Yes.
man. It's awesome. It's a great feeling. So right now we're just wrapping it up, and we're gonna continue on in the next episode.
No, I don't want to wrap it up. Actually, I want to actually complete it. Okay.
When you're
I want to
good.
tell you something, right? So
Cool.
it's for my mom. It's for my family. It's really for like, everyone out there. And what you see, what hard work gets you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also that we have a mission. Like it's not over, right? Like I have kids. The planet's fucked up, man. Phuc Labs next, okay? Anyway, Phucsters, we can do great things. Keep dreaming. One day you could be crying like a little girl like me. You hate your dreams come true.
Tears of joy, and if it's something like you achieved something that a lot of people and die, not even know it exists.
Yeah, 25 years later. 45 years, 40 years actually. Keep dreaming, guys.
Take care. See you guys next week. Thanks, Drew.
Oh, thank you for having me.